And I'm going to mute the volume on that end so we don't get that feedback in. But what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another wonderful chart session, man. What a day it was today. Things were back and forth. Now, if you were up with us for New York session this morning, you know for a fact that despite this news crap, I had the dollar going down. All right. I had US 30 going up. Nas and the rest of them have been very bullish on indices. Man, it just makes no sense for me to be selling this market right now. From Nas's perspective, like I told you, I'd already did what I had to do. We got the beautiful retest right here of 16,200, man, and that's been playing out really wonderfully. Got a doji close today, but I believe the pressure will still go up. I don't see there's any reason really to come back at this point. Like I said, so what we have thus far is our beautiful engulfing pattern. Unfortunately, it was damaging to try to hold on to it and get that real wick entry that we wanted. But what ended up happening is we filled up this fair value gap a little bit more, came back one more time. We're now looking at a beautiful 4 hour engulfing. Dollar is dying currently. I thought this might give us the flag opportunity. I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm really banking on this double top that we have here. We're still getting wicks to the high, still getting wicks to the high. 12 hour, got a nice head and shoulders pattern, failed to break the high again. Huge close. I think through the rest of the night, we'll probably see indices still continue upside. So if you are tracking this double top that exists right here is not playing any games. This right shoulder is also not playing any games. From the 8 hour perspective, we went for the engulfing. It failed. Man, I tell you, man, Jackson, I'm sure you was right there. I was pretty sure this was going to die um, on us, but news, tried to keep it up as much as it could. So going forward, I'm going to be looking for buys literally from the current location that we are currently at on US 30, NAS as well. If you're looking from a 4 hour perspective, literally the plays off the engulfing stop losses will have to be behind our double bottom here. So I'm going to be moving along with that idea in mind. If I get any type of retracement, we can go to the lower time frame, see what kind of gap areas we might have. As we can see, we do have one presently here. So the potential for this pair here is to look like retracement here with a push to the upside. So I'll be watching that, see what's going on. Again, do as you may, do as you must. These are just ideas. SPX 500 will be the same thing. So we, again, tried hard for the sell, completely news and fundamentally related, but we do have a full double bottom here. So that sell did not set up as we needed it to. So going forward, I will continuously be looking for buys there. German 30 as well. I think we're in a prime opportunity. I don't think this neckline is going to hold them, to be honest with you. Just looking at the 12 hour here. This is going to be more of a flag scenario, I believe, more than anything. So I'll be looking for the same thing we saw on Nas, a nice break, retest, and a continuation. I think will be fantastic from this pair. Come on, Aaron. Mess me. What's good, Steve? Welcome, welcome.
Yep.
All right. See, we got a beautiful pull up on Friends 40 as well. So we'll be making that way, I believe, into these highs throughout the night, and by the end of the week, we should have a really, really big push back to the high. So really, no question there. Dollar falling, these are going up. Gold as well. I'm going to remove all drawings here. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Okay, so we have a nice support area here that we attempted to retest on. We are already really anticipating the buys because we've been making new highs. Okay, We had a nice pull up. We created this flag pattern here, pushed up out of that, and retested. Okay. This played out really well. Pulled back into this gap here, and now we're pushing upward. Retest. Nice morning star pattern here on that support level. And now I believe this is just a pullback for us to continue to the top side. So I personally be looking for potential buy opportunities on gold myself. I believe we have a nice double bottom here as we get into the 12-hour. A doji candle. We can get a nice engulfing here in the next 7 hours or so. We'll probably see this continue to the top side. I'm really not questioning that at all. 8-hour, nice double bottom in here. We want that. We got 3 hours, 47 minutes left in this candle. So the rest of this night, I'd love to see go bullish. And then we get a retrace somewhere around 3 or 4 a.m. before continuing to move to the top side. GJ has no signs of slowing down, like I told you guys. The yen pair was falling, but one thing I do want to take into account was today's close. So we have a decent inside bar here, okay? And this is at a previous neckline area, okay? So we can see we have wicks to the top side here, created a resistance level, and then it became a support. So I do just want to leave that there. Now these opportunities are far and done what they've done. So I'm going to get rid of some of that there. And that was a flag pattern we took advantage of earlier. So what I want to take into account on yen, okay? Yen is giving us a decent little inside bar. I was trying to see, right, are we going to maintain the trend that we're following, or are we going to respect this inside bar and break? And if it does, just be aware if that does happen this week, like so, then we would see yen pair, other yen pairs start to fall. But for the meantime, JPY still to the downside. We do have this double bottom on support. We'll see if that will be respected between today and tomorrow. And if it is, we'll start to see some downside movement on all of the rest, right? We'll see CAD come down. As we can see, we did get stopped out for about 36 pips, but no big deal. I believe what we're looking at right now, let's see if we've come into the retracement of this big bullish move. And it looks like it. So slam straight down into that 50% level, holding that nice support that we can see was previously a pretty strong and valid resistance on that 50% level. And the potential for more rise is definitely there. We're just a little early, no big deal. So that's it on that. If you are looking at GA, man, GA and EA just won't cooperate like I would like them to, but we do have the move that we're looking for at this fair value gap area that we marked up earlier. And if you were on New York session, I did talk about this. Let's get into the hour real quick, see what kind of patterns we have setting up. All right, so this came off of a pretty nice engulfing, followed with a nice momentum candle, nice 50% retrace, and that is a continuation now currently. So we'll see if we'll respect this nice momentum candle we have that came into previous structure here. And if it does respect it, then we can see some further downside movement, especially with, like I told you guys, that dollar death. We'll get more death after. So I'm actually going to be looking for sells, and I'm going to go stop loss around 1.9815 to see if we can get some continued movement down from there. And I think that'll be great. EU, GU should be up, right? So we're in a nice support area. I'll be looking to buy this with a stop loss right behind that support. And then GBP USD as well. I'll be looking to buy with the same intention. With stop loss behind our previous structure around 27,500 or so. USD JPY starting that descent. We do know the dollar is falling off. So at most, if we do get any type of pull up here, it'll probably be back into this gap for a continued downside with a nice head and shoulders pattern within there. And I'm all for that. A big giveaway will be will be the trend break here. Love how that lines up. I'm going to bring this out a little more. Let me adjust actually. I think it'll be a little more that. And that right shoulder will give us our break that we would really, really like to see here. Other thing I like to take into account is our RSI, right? RSI is way, 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 way out of there. Nice. Boom, boom, boom. It's good. Nice divergence set up there. So all things look good. I think we'll get back to some normalcy now that news has completed because it was one crapola of a day. I haven't looked at any stocks in a while. Let's go to the daily. Since marking these up a long time ago. Okay, nothing on the airlines. They are a little bullish at the moment. The American Airlines. Okay, we did get the pull up here. I think these will end up actually breaking that high. So the came down, looks really good. We're looking for that retest, but we'll see if that'll actually be supported as a resistance level, if it'll turn into support. If so, you know what to do. Let's see. That'll probably be the same across the board for these guys. Southwest did not give me the teacup I've been looking for. We did, though, come back and perfectly match up the previous low here. Okay, so that gives us, you know, some great ideas. We're in a beautiful support area right now. So add Southwest to your list. VDub. Oh man, you couldn't ask for anything better. Nice bearish flag, a break out of there, and then get back into action. Getting back into action. Rolls Royce. Hey man, you know what it is. Hey, let's check on you, man. If we can find a place to get some SVB, boy, let me tell you, you at the lows. You at the low lows of low lows. And I'm all for that. So let's see what we got here. All right, we've been waiting for this for a while. As you guys can see, this was marked up back in August of last year, maybe even before that. I think we hadn't even, yeah. So we're looking for that touch to about 16 cents. And this was back in April of last year, waiting for it to break this flag pattern, which it so definitely has done. Went a little lower than the support area we had, but we are back on top of there. We'll see what they decide to do from that location. I'm on here at 5. Let's go back into the daily. Eli Lilly, always a great pair to look at. This should be setting up for another huge move topside. We do have a beautiful divergence here. First off, let's get this set up properly. Boom, boom, and boom, boom. All right. So, working, making new highs. Hey, ain't no reason to slow down. Ain't no reason to slow down. Tesla coming into a support area as well. Be careful. He got a little trouble about 5 days ago. Elon did. I think he was caught doing some sugar, something like that, man. Wall Street Journal reported him not doing what he should be doing as a leader in the space. Elon, cocaine. So apparently this is an opinion. No matter how high you get, the online shouldn't be above the law. So they're trying to hold him to the stake for this, but he denied the claims. We'll see how that continues to go for your boy. But as far as I'm concerned, things look really, really good for a possible inverted here. If it does decide to get some bull in them. Let's see, it'll be something like that. Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye on that, see how things proceed from there. Blink, nothing. No. BlackRock doing BlackRock things. So back at its highs again. Flag there. So all with the sauce on that. Who else we got that's interesting? Amazon just getting started, man. You can see I have that set up to hit some other highs up there. Microsoft as well, still within trend and holding pretty nicely, making new highs, no slowdown, a lot of money to be made. Google also will do the same thing. So we're in a great position for that. We're sitting on a beautiful support, about 140. Ain't mad at it. NVIDIA, new highs. Love to see that. We've talked about that many times. And Apple, okay. Apple probably will be just getting started. Just getting started. We know they are about to make some major moves with the healthcare industry and things of that nature. We got the sell off. I think we're going to start to see some shift in momentum here. Nice gap to the top side. Apple's looking good. Disney, keep an eye on. I don't know what they're going to do to shift their dynamics as these new generations come about, but we'll see if that potential flag sets up like we want it and does what we need to do. And then Nike is following magnificently to our setup here. So things looking good. Even Squarespace. I don't even know how long ago I mapped this out, but hey, man, it's doing what I need. It's doing what I need, man. Boo, boo, boo. And AMD moving well. Moving very, very well. Boom, boom, Toronto. Let's see. Health Group Incorporated, also looking really good. Can't really go too wrong with healthcare and Stryker Corporation. Beautiful week this week for them. New highs created, and that's going to continue to flow as such. Any questions while we get into this? Any students want to go over some charts they're looking at, some things they plan on taking opportunity of? It is only, this is today, only Thursday. So I would say, as always, not to force anything, but up until noon tomorrow, if you don't find anything by literally noon, I don't even get anything. But some things are setting up wonderfully, and I think indexes will be great to take advantage of to close out the week strong. So if you guys got any pairs you're looking at, this is the time. Please feel free to pull it up, see what you're looking at, man.
I don't have any pairs, but I do have some questions. I wanted to
Mhm.
ask about as far as being able to leverage your funding account. Now, I think when I originally began, I had the $100,000 account, but the returns I was getting wasn't like close to like the at least 1%. So
Mhm.
like what like would amount to sizable gains with that size of an account?
Well, for one is you're going to be considering what lot size you're using, right? So whenever you're going through that trading plan that you guys have, you should be setting what percentage gain you're looking to hit, week after week. So this is going to take you taking the time out to mess with those lot sizes and say, okay, I got $100,000 account. Whatever leverage size they provide you, you're going to add that lot size and say, okay, if I use a 0.1 or 0.2 three, what do my gains look like? What do my losses look like? That's just gonna come from repetition and practice and doing the math on that, right? So if you're like, okay, I want to make, I don't know, say 10% of your account each week, right? And you're trading, I don't know, let's say you're trading gold and you use a 0.25, you use that 0.25, set your stop loss, set your take profit, let the trade play out, see what your results were. And based on those results, you'll say, okay, if I take 3 trades on a 0.25 and they equal out to, whatever that amount is, how many trades do I need to take in a week to hit my 10%?
Okay, because it seemed like even with the lot sizes, it didn't give me no returns I was looking for. Like, I
What
think
were you trading?
the biggest return I received was about $55 and I took a partial and then the
Mhm.
rest just ran into a stop loss. But that was the biggest one, like only $55. I'm like, well, uh
Well, let's look at it. What pair was it?
it was a US 30.
Okay, you're trading US 30 with what lot size?
Well, originally it was a .5 lot size. Then I took a .33 partial. Then the .17, the remaining, that came out to 1760.
All right, so we go look at US 30 and let's go the 2 hour. Now, what was your trade? Like, do you know how many pips you gained? Like, how far did you let it run before you took partials, so on and so forth?
Okay, so when I took the first trade, it was at 37,601, and
Okay.
then I let it run at the partial was
Buy or sell?
it was a buy. It was back when it was in the middle of the day today. It was on the retrace up for US 30.
Here. So you bought it up and you closed out where?
I closed out at 37,303. Oh,
37.30,
37,703. I'm sorry.
7
37,703.
703. Okay. So, all right. So that's how much of a gain you went for. So if you're looking to get, let's see how many pips that is. Oops. So about 100 pips that you went for on you said a point 0.5.
Yeah, .5.
Okay, you utilizing a point 0.5 and they give you a leverage on FTMO of like what 1 to 100 or something like that.
I think so. I believe so.
Right. So it's the leverage that FTMO provides you because the idea is this, right? They don't want to give you guys a high leverage in FTMO just due to the fact to protect your account and people typically over risk their accounts. So to lower the leverage is to lower that profit size that you're going to make. So once you realize, okay, on 100 pips from US 30 using a point 0.5 of my 100K account, I only hit $50. That's what happened to you. Then your objective on your next trade is to say, well, maybe I want to double that lot size. Maybe I'll go for one lot. You're in the testing phase right now. So you're learning, what your gains are, what your losses are, utilizing these different lot sizes. So what I would recommend you do is like, okay, if you're not happy with that result, make adjustments. Because this is your trading plan that you're going to follow. And you got to design it around what you're comfortable with. Because in the same track, right, where you gained 55, you could have lost $55. Now, if you had lost $55, you would have been happy with that because your account would have barely been affected. So as you go into the next trades between today and tomorrow, like if you're looking for uh, this buy opportunity, and maybe you need to hold a little longer, I don't know. What I would recommend though is maybe trying one lot, right? But at the same time, when people make these adjustments in their lot sizes, you got to be okay with the risk you're putting on too. So doing the calculations and knowing, all right, if my stop loss, let's say from this point, got to be 150 pip SL, am I comfortable with the loss that'll come with that if it hits without getting shaken, without getting nervous, without my emotions getting involved? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
So carry that going forward. All it is adjusting that number along the way, right? Um, and that's the point of doing those trials. That's the point of doing those demo accounts so you can find out all of that information before you actually go live. Because then when you go live, if you've already got the track record and your trading plan is set up from what you've done in practice, you can replicate it.
Okay.
All right. Uh, Jackson, got anything? Anything you're looking at? Any charts?
No, that one's definitely solid. Chart wise, let's see, what am I in right now? I definitely have to get better at remembering what I'm in. I am sitting in EJ right now for buy
Okay.
negative $1.03 right now. EU for a buy negative 11 cents, and SPX, which I'm still messing with. I'm in it for a sell. All three are point zero ones. No, EJ is a point zero 0.02. I'm confident on that one. Which I could be wrong, but I'm okay with the loss right now. It's a demo account. Um, I don't have my laptop zoomed in, so I ain't really able to share it.
Okay.
I can hop in. Hold on, let me hop in the Zoom.
Completely up to you, brother. I do want to say congratulations, though, to both of you. Steve, with learning what you did learn from your trades that you've taken and having an 11-14 run um, this week. That is actually fantastic. All right. Most are not even doing that much. So if you're having problems with, taking those little things down of I need to make sure my stop loss is in, I need to make sure my lot size is adjusted to one that I'm comfortable with. Those little things, you'll get that along the way. But that consistency that you're doing is what's going to take you to the next level throughout the rest of the year.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Most definitely. And congrats to Jackson hitting that 10% uh goal for the
Thank you.
week. That's week one. For sure. For sure. Keep that same action going into next week.
Recording in progress.
Uh,
Mm.
yeah, US 30 is definitely a tricky one. I don't even know why I even chose those. Yeah, there we go.
Well, it was definitely an interesting day with this news development. So I mean, those always turn into like this bounce around only to plateau and probably go where you originally wanted anyway.
Let's see. I said East EJUSPX. Yeah, my internet sucks. So
Good,
I'm
man. Take your time.
sorry for all the trend lines. Took, took the L back here, but like looking at it, going from here up to here with the trend line, and the
Yep.
fact that it's sitting on support resistance right now, and then with the
Mhm.
fib at the okay, this is gonna get annoying. 0.382. Yeah,
Okay.
I was looking for the bounce back off of that. It's become a level to
Okay.
continue up. And then this up here, you really can't see it through all the. I need to cut off Lux. I'll go. It's another support level up here. So I figured it's going to get up here and try to test up here at some point to try
Okay.
to see if it can bust through or if it's going to force it back down. I don't know, man. Listening to you is making me second guess all my stuff.
Yeah, never do that. Never do that. Follow your idea, follow your plan, because I do want you guys to get confident and get that independence. So the best learning lessons you're gonna have is just setting it up and then letting it play out and then coming back and reassessing and saying, okay, maybe what did I miss? What didn't I see that caused the market to go into the direction that maybe I didn't anticipate? So good on you, just sticking to it. It's not a matter of win or lose, it's a matter of just growing that confidence and knowing what you're looking for.
Yeah. On EU, I've just been kind of following like what is it? Sorry, I got to reference my map. It's kind of I guess the flag, an
That looks
ascending
really good.
flag. And each time that I've sat here and marked it, it's followed. So what really prompted me was back here, the fact that it went up, came down, went up. So I'm looking
Okay.
for it to eventually come up, touch up here, and go above the support resistance up here.
Okay. That's awesome. That's really good, man.
And then let's see, my indices, SPX. This one I'm having kind of a tough time with, but I was like, let me see what I see and, screw it. But I know, oh, dang it, it didn't go in there. Where did I enter at? 1 second. So on this one, I entered in at 44,774.
Following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
So yeah, it would have been right about here because I was reading the bearish candles. And I was just like, oh, it's gonna go. And I'm still trying to figure out the wick thing because some long wick up and down, but it confuses me a little bit.
So so that'll happen, especially on a news day, right? So that's like kind of like a fake out, and they're trying to get that confusion in the traders, right? So they're trying to play you out. The best thing, which you already see right now, is that it closed out now as a full engulfing on the 4-hour candle, higher time frame, 4-hour engulfing. You also have beautiful higher lows being represented here. So since it failed to break the previous low and it's holding this bullish trend, at the moment, it's still bullish.
Okay, so it's best for me to just take the small L right now on that sell and just wait for another entry.
Right. So I would anticipate, potentially looking for this to continue the rise. Because if you look overall, right, if you scaled all this out, this is still a bullish trend that we're following overall. I mean, you can go to the 12 months, 6 months, the monthly, the weekly, it's all bullish. So there's no reason for me to come down to the smaller time frames and allow these little fake outs to convince me to sell when it's obviously not wanting to sell. Now, if it breaks this trend that you see currently, then okay, yeah. Now we can really talk about committing to a sell opportunity. But in the meantime, it's still giving those bullish signs. And the sell just could have been fundamentally related, right? So if you see a lot of people selling and things of that nature, they're selling the news, right? But they're not necessarily in flow with the overall market. So my objective is to just stay in flow with the overall market if I plan on swing trading. But if I'm intraday trading, then news comes up and it's like, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, it's going to cause the dollar to push. Okay, cool, that's today. But what about tomorrow and the next day and a week from now? Right. So for me, I'm gonna rock the buys until it says otherwise.
So up here at this resistance level, I guess I'll just look at the day and see what's up there. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's, I guess, double top right here.
Could potentially be. But remember, the trend overall
is bullish.
Right.
Okay. So I'm getting too caught up in the smaller sections when I should be looking at bigger picture.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on my end. Those are the only three.
Now, if you get this scenario here, right, and it officially breaks your trend line, then you can say, all right, my sell opportunity will be the retest. Okay.
Okay.
But until then, you're right. You got a higher low, you got another higher low, and waiting for it to make that higher high. And your entry could be literally off of the retracement of this 4-hour candle.
Okay, so the fact that I ended at the top of that last bearish, not the small one, but the one that wicked down. I'm assuming that my wrongdoing on that one was not waiting for the candle after, I guess, or to see it, watch the full retest at 0.5.
Right. So let's say here, I'll bring my tool back out here. Let's say you identified, all right, boom, you're like, okay, cool, I've got an evening star pattern, and you sold here. When it gets back down here into these support levels and gets back into this trend line you have here as a second touch, then you can take partials, right? And then once you take partials, you put your stops in profit, whichever one you're going to do, because you got to always protect capital. The name of the game is to protect your capital at all times. So if you are in profit, put stops in profit. Especially if it's significant. Because if it does come back and tap you out, you come out without a loss, right? And then alternatively, you start to look at it and you say, okay, let me wait, let me see how these candles close, on the higher time frame, say on the 4 hour, the hour, the 12 hour, whichever. Once they close, then you can make a new assessment and say, all right, well, shoot, it closed as a engulfing pattern, and I'm still in my bullish trend. We teach, you don't need more than maybe 3 to 5 confirmations to take a trade. Now, whether it wins or lose, that doesn't matter. The question is, am I following my confluences? Am I following my trading plan for every trade? If it loses, you just go into the next trade and keep following your plan, because then we're going to get that assessment over a 30-day period, not necessarily focusing in on this one. And this is something I talked about in the book club today. It's having that discipline to not just focus on the noun, because the noun is irrelevant to what's going to matter to you 30 days from now. Because then you can look back at the end of January and say, did I follow my plan all month long? Not did this specific trade, win or lose. You're not going to care. You're going to care what's my P&L over 30 days.
Yeah, hold on. I don't care. All transparency, especially if you living on YouTube. Your boy took some fat L's. Like, it was, yeah, I'm gonna show it. Hold on. And I'll mess it up.
It's all good.
Let me show you. Yeah, Steve got more wins out of his, but your boy is polar opposite for the week. Hold on, refresh.
And that's the other thing to keep in mind too, right? You can take, let's say you take 10 trades and 7 of them are losses, right? But if you're following your trading plan and all those losses are only, 2%, 3%, 1% L's, and you take 2 wins that end up being 7% gain, 10% gain, those 2 will beat out those losses anyway. It's just taking the trade.
Yeah. Oh, does it not share? It only shares what I picked, huh?
I think so, but it's all good. It's all good. I know. I know how that goes. I've been there. I've been there.
I don't want to say that. Like, I was polar opposite, and literally, US 30 is what saved me, because I came out with 224, 113, and net profit 2772 in profit. That is what actually closed out for my 10% for the week.
Awesome.
Yeah, so like before that, it took like a negative, trying to read it myself, negative 77, negative 96 on SPX and US 30, like, and that one was like no stop loss, stupid move, stuff like that. But yeah, that's where I'm sitting at right now.
Right. And what you guys really want to do is think about why. Why didn't I set a stop loss? Right? Was I not just accepting the risk that came with placing one that would have protected me? Because I know that my life is busy. I know I got other things to do, and don't have time to monitor. If you don't set a stop loss, you're doing more damage to yourself, especially in the mindset space, than you are giving yourself that room to breathe. Because again, you're too focused on the current trade opportunity than you are following your rules. Okay.
No, it was definitely greed on my end. Greed and not thinking, and thinking it's time to take it back and place it in there. But like I said, I learned a lesson that it moves quicker than I thought it did compared to the pairs. Right. And, that lack of a stop loss, I ended up taking an L super quick.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll happen. It'll happen. We grow, we learn. But good on you, man. Good on you.
Yeah, that's all I got, man. I'm gonna stop.
All right. Word. Hey, So again, another great call. Appreciate you guys. Number one. Number two, think about what are my disciplines? Am I following my rules? Get into that book, man. That first 30 minutes is fire alone. And they didn't even start the first chapter. So, get into that No Excuses book. That's going to help start training your mind to think like a professional trader and start getting consistent in your game. All right, y'all.
All right.
All right, thanks again.
Most definitely. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning.
Later.
Later.